Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Power Lunch Free Gift Friday. Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Davia Shepherd, and with me is my special guest today, April Brown. Notice how I sounded so professional after we were like scrambling, trying to figure out, are we in the right place? So good. It's Free Gift Friday, every single Friday. We get together, we have some fun, and of course, we learn something about one of our outstanding members of our Ladies Power Lunch community. We learn something that we hope can help us to grow our businesses in a smarter way. And we get a wonderful, outstanding free gift that can help us to either grow our personal development or grow our business. So it's a win, it's a win, it's a win, and it's a win. Win in four places. Win for you, win for whomever you're collaborating with, win for whomever your customers might be, and of course, a win for the greater good. If you are new to Ladies Power Lunch and you don't know what Ladies Power Lunch is all about, let me just give you the Cliff Notes version. Once upon a time, probably about 11 years ago, I went to, I, I started my practice here in Bristol, Connecticut, and we needed to grow. We needed more patients. And so my partner at the time invited me to go to the chamber. I went to the chamber and I discovered it was a little bit of a boys' club. And so I invited a few of the women who were part of the chamber to come have lunch with me. We had lunch together and we hit it off so well. We decided, you know what? Every single third Monday of the month, we were going to get together and we were going to have lunch together and we were going to help each other grow and support each other. And we've been doing that ever since. That was 11 years ago. And now we are an international free movement for women to just come together, support each other, help each other grow personally and professionally, and help each other grow each other's businesses. So that's what we do. We meet every single Friday and we have this little get together where one of our members comes on and shares her gifts and talents with us. And today we have my dear friend and yours now, because I've introduced her to you, and she's going to share with us who she is and what she does. April, take it away. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, that's a big existential question too. So I I'm in transition, which is really interesting. So I am an intuitive journey guide, and like I said, in transition, and got here. And I'll do the Cliff Notes version as well. But I've spent about over 35 years in the youth development field, working with nonprofits and other and government and all of that, and was developing programs to help young people be all that they can be. Notice the theme that runs through my life. But in 2017, I left that world. I was burned out. Things had just gotten so crazy that we were being given money to do programs that weren't effective. And I just wasn't going to play part of that. It was not part of my integrity. So I left. And I decided at that time, I'm going to take the helping part, and I just put it on one of those shelves behind me and said, you stay there. I'm just going to have fun and create. So the jewelry was created. Most of you know me, if you've known a while, through April B. Jewelry. And even that morphed. Within a couple of years, I found that I was changing that it was intentional jewelry. It was crystals with intention to be a touchstone or a talisman, so that when you wore it, you'd remember what you were working. And from there, found oracle cards. From there, found human design. And now I am at a point of putting all of this together into a unique and an innovative approach to guiding women to be their best selves. That was a fast, quick one.
Thanks so much, April. Oh my goodness, that was really fast. That was the Cliff Notes version
Cliff
of
Notes, right?
all. I mean, you have been through a lot, but I think one of our dear friends, my dear friend and yours, Marianne Pack, who coincidentally I was talking to just before I hopped on this call. She likes to say, your mess is your message. You know, you go through a lot of things, but as you go through the things you go through, you learn so much. and it
Right.
puts you in a better position to be able to serve the people that you are here to serve.
It absolutely did. And she's absolutely right. And it absolutely did that. That from learning about crystals and really understanding that more. And I think it was through here that I met Robin Finney and was introduced to cards through her and was so fascinated by how I would reflect on them. And I wasn't never a journaler, but I started journaling with those. And found over time that I really love the psychology of the cards and the messages that come in, which are all about self-development and really allowing me to reflect. And I got certified to be able to read cards through Hay House. At the same time, I learned about human design and I went down that rabbit hole, as you well know.
I
Um,
know.
I've got books and books, and I've read and I've listened. And I finally decided that I would get trained. And so I've completed level 2 in quantum human design with Karen Curry Parker. And I'm in the midst of level 3, which I hope to finish by the end of October. And I have found when I've either read cards now with people whose designs I know or people whose designs I know and will pull a card and do some coaching, that it all fits so well in such a unique way that the cards might tell us a message or raise something that needs to be raised in one of the conditioned open centers. And it has just been fascinating. So I'm very, very excited to know that that's what I'm going to be doing and want to do to be able to help women,
I love
period.
all of this. Love it, love it, love it. I want to take a moment to just say hello. Happy Friday to some of the people that I absolutely adore who are watching along with us in
Okay.
our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. Hello, Michelle Lemoy. Haven't seen you in such a long time. She says, so excited for April. Want to say hi to Barb Pritchard, who is my best bestie. Love you so much. Hi, Glow. Oh my goodness. Glow is so faithful. She watches along with us almost every Friday. I'm really, really happy that you're able to make it today. So, April, I am excited. You're excited. We're
Mhm.
all excited because there's something brewing. There's something in the air. There's something coming up really, really soon. Coming up in 14 days, not 15 days, not 13 days, but 14 days from
Okay.
now, coming up, we have our Ladies Power Lunch Fall Summit. So, rewind. Ladies Power Lunch, amazing group of women that grew out of a meeting of 6 women who decided that, you know what, forget your grandfather's networking events. We're going to get together and we're just going to support each other because we want to and we can.
Mhm.
And we have decided that we're going to get together twice a year. Just twice a year, we're going to get together and we're going to have a summit together. And we're going to make sure that at that summit, 4 things are available. One, we're going to make sure that we learn something because we're taking this time out of our busy schedules. And let's face it, the people who are showing up for these things, they're healers, they're leaders, they're teachers, they're gurus, they're coaches, they're professionals. They're busy women. Like that first day, April, when we got together and we decided that we were going to have lunch, you would not like to know how long it took for us all to get our calendars to align.
Mhm.
So,
I'm sure it took forever.
all these busy women,
Yep.
we decided one, if we're going to have a summit, one, we have to make sure that we learn something. But the other thing that we
Yes,
also decided is that if we're going to learn something, information is everywhere.
it
You
is.
could learn, you could Google, if you want to learn something, you could Google it. So let's make sure that as we're learning the thing, that there's an opportunity for transformation. And so what we're bringing with this summit that's coming up 14 days from now on the 17th of October. I hope I got my math right because I'm not always on point with the math. just if you want more information, go to growsmarternotharder.com/ticket. And there's information there about our Ladies Power Lunch Fall Summit on the 17th of October. You can attend virtually or in person. But we needed to make sure four things are there. One, you need to be able to learn something, and it needs to be experiential learning. It needs to be live, and it needs to be not people talking at you. It needs to be an opportunity for you to transform, for you to shift something, for you to be able to leave with a learning that you can integrate into your life or your business or whatever it is that you want to change, so that it can actually be meaningful for your life in some way. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to do just that. So that's thing one. Thing two, we have to make sure that there's networking, because let's face it, that's the whole reason that we got together in the first place. So we have to get back to first principles. And so we keep saying, this is not your grandfather's networking, guys. And so we're offering people the opportunity to network, but we're offering networking in between on every single level of the summit. There are going to be opportunities for networking. And we're using this amazing portal called Encaptive, which is a new home off of social media for Ladies Power Lunch. And there is amazing opportunities for networking there as well.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Excellent.
And then thing three, I mean, guys, when you go anywhere, one of the things that you want to know is that when we get together in a room, you want to know that there's joy there. You want to know that you're meeting with the right kind of people. You want to know that you're meeting with people who they actually have your best interest at heart. You want to know that they actually care about your business. Like, they've never met you, April, never met you at all. And yet they want to make your business succeed.
Absolutely.
How
And
amazing is that?
it's beyond amazing, beyond. And I feel it all the time with our members.
And thing four, raise the vibration of the planet. Because couldn't our, especially with all the things that are going on right now, couldn't our planet just use a little bit of vibration raising?
A lot.
That's what we're offering October 17th and 18th. Go to Grow Smarter, Not Harder.com/ticket and get more information. And of course, get your tickets if you would like to. So, April, tell us a little bit more about the work that you do. Who are the ideal kinds of people who come to do work with you? Who are the people who get the best kind of benefit from working with you?
So I've come to embrace the woo-woo part of what I do. That it is, I think the woman who would end up working with me is somebody
And I
who
just
is.
want to stop you right there.
Mhm.
You want to embrace the woo woo part of you. And I don't really like to use that term woo woo but I use it anyway, and I use it all the time. I don't like to use it, but I want you to tell everybody again where you're coming from, so they understand that it doesn't come as naturally to you as they might think.
It is really, when I say that, it is that I am willing to be open and allow myself to be open from messages that will come from spirit, from source, through the oracle cards, really learning to lean into my intuition, that I know things because I know things and I can't explain to you why and how, but I just do. And I'm learning to embrace that part of me more and more. Whereas when the world that I came from, it was all about how many letters you had after your name, because it was all about the advanced degrees that gave you credibility. And I didn't fit there. I really didn't fit in that way. My knowledge and my expertise and my skill set gave me that credibility, but it wasn't, I didn't fit. I just didn't fit. And so in coming to really I've been on a mission to develop my own sense of spirituality and to re-cement my relationship with God, with spirit, source, whatever anybody wants to call that universal consciousness, because I felt that it was really important, because then I would be able to get myself on the path that I need to. And by embracing a practice of gratitude, which I've been doing every night for, oh gosh, a year and a half. And it has been amazing how things have shifted. So that's when I say with the woo, it's because you can't explain it necessarily in a rational way.
Mhm.
Okay. That there's something greater than us, something certainly greater than me, that as I learn to trust it and trust in the magic of it, that things will move along, and that I am ready for it. So that's how I use that term. And I recognize that because I am like this, not everybody is going to be my cup of tea. And boy, that's been a tough lesson to learn, that I'm not universal, that I have a niche. And the niche is someone who is open to spirit, who is open to source, who is interested in understanding more about themselves and how our conditioning, and we all have it because we grew up. We lived in a structure of a family and a community. So we've all been conditioned in some way or another, and is interested in understanding how that has affected them and how to change some of the stories that we have about ourselves, that we've, yes, these things happened, but we may have interpreted them wrong. We took a wrong lesson, and it's time to figure out what it really means, and how to grow from that. So that's who I want to work with, is women who are ready to say, I'm willing to try something different. There's nothing really wrong with me. And I think that's what I see partially when I've been on a lot of websites, is that it's always giving a message that there must be something wrong with me, therefore I need your services. And I'm saying there's really nothing wrong with you, but we can always become much more in line with what we value and what we believe and who we are. And I'd like to be able to help guide women to get there. I hope that made sense.
That makes a ton of sense. So, April, when women are coming in to see you, what's one of the number one things that you see people doing that you wish they would not do? What's one of the things that you see and you're like, oh, honey, no.
Very interesting, because this has happened with two people in just the last week and a half. And so I have to go human design a little bit, but I see the conditioning of the open emotional solar plexus, for example, so that I'm seeing the people pleasing, and the way we've been conditioned is to give first to others at sometimes the expense of ourselves. And we're taught as women, we are to understand, we're to do for others, and if we can get our needs met, oh, that's great, but it's not the primary thing. And I wish that that could be a little bit different, because I really come from a place of, if I'm not good for me, I can't be good for you. And if I'm always trying to please somebody else, I have given myself away, and I'm much too valuable to give myself away at the expense of who I am. And I think that's what I'm seeing women happen more and more, and how it plays out in their personal lives, in their relationships, in their business. And that seems to be coming more and more to the forefront for me.
Giving yourself away at the expense of who you are.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I felt like that hit at the core of me. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that's going to resonate so very deeply with so very many of our viewers and listeners, because as the coaches, healers, leaders,
Mhm.
speakers, authors, professionals that are in our group of listeners and viewers, we tend to be givers. We
Mhm.
are, as a bunch, givers. We give and we give and we give. We would give the shirt off our back in a snowstorm,
Mhm.
you know? And it's not helpful for you to not put your mask on first.
Right. And
I'm
also,
mixing my metaphors. I do that
but
all the
I hear you, because I agree with that. But also that we are so conditioned to giving that we forget that it's okay to receive as well. That it is important to be able to receive, because and I have a friend that's made that very clear when I say no, 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 and she goes, April, don't mess with my mojo, because if I give, I'm going to receive from somebody else. So don't mess with that. I need to be able to give, but you also need to learn how to receive. And she said that to me many times in the last year, that we're so busy giving, that we also forget that it is absolutely okay, and we should be willing to receive the blessings from others as well.
And it's, one of the things that I talk to clients about too is that it completes that infinity loop, because
Yes.
when you are not receiving, then you're not allowing the other person to complete their giving.
So,
And so
right.
it's not allowing that universal
Mhm.
giving to be completed, if that
Right.
makes sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
That is so awesome. So what are some of the do's and don'ts that you recommend to your clients for living a full, complete, abundant life?
The first is that we need to be true to who we are and our values. We have to live in our integrity first and foremost. And so it does take time to sit and reflect on that. And so I ask people to give themselves permission to take that time, to and find a way to be very clear about who you are. We need to be awakened to who we are so that we can live our best life, and that's in business as well. That will be successful if we know the why behind what we're doing, and we only can know the why when we really know who we are. The other is that you're not to know that you're not universal, that every single one of us is a niche person, that whatever that is. And we hear that in business coaching all the time: go down into your niche, go further, go further, go further. And yet the reality is, just by virtue of who we are as an individual, we are a niche. And so we have to really be willing to understand that we're not everyone's cup of tea, and not everybody is going to want what we have to offer. And we have to be okay with that, and really, again, stay focused and clear about the niche that we are. And the other is, I've listened, and you have, and I know our listeners have, that we get so many offers that come. Now we got to listen to this, and how to get your six-figure business by doing what I did, and falling for all of these things. And I've bought things that I've regretted because the way that it was being done didn't work with me at all. But I would say, listen, I go to a lot of master classes, but I go with them with my mind made up that I'm going to go there to hear what I can hear, to take back for me, and tune out the sales job if it doesn't work for me. Just accept the knowledge and the information, because you're right, it's everywhere. So to be willing to be open to learning, and then figure out how you can apply that if it works for you. And if it doesn't work with you, say, okay, well, I'm not that person's target either. So I think those are some really big things that I've learned in the last couple of years that are serving me well. And it's not me, it's that it's just not, I'm not that person's niche.
April, you have a special kind of magic. You're what people in human design call a projector. When
Mhm.
people sit with you, what's the special magic that you bring to the table?
Um, I think it's the listening, and the being able to formulate questions that cause the thinking. So I like the idea of the thought provoking conversation.
Mhm.
It's all of a sudden something will come up, and it's being able to ask the right question at the right time when the person is receptive for it. And it's been mind blowing just watching the faces of people. It's like, oh, I just never thought about it that way. And that's the part that is really exciting and people can expect from me.
I know I have personally had that experience with you. So she's not lying, folks. It's absolutely true. Any final words that you want to leave with us, April? Anything that, if we take nothing away from today's conversation, that you definitely want us to really take to heart?
So let me then just share with you before I got here, I pulled 3 cards just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody needs to hear this because the cards make perfect sense. Is one is a man, and 2 of the cards jumped out. So they're important for somebody here. Whatever you can imagine, you can create. It takes discipline and commitment to do it, but if you can imagine it, you can do it. The second card was the Yang card, which is what you want will come to you if you proceed confidently. So dream it, imagine it, know you can do it, be disciplined, have that confidence, and know that any failure, I'm going to put failure in quotes because failures are really opportunities to learn. There really are no mistakes. It's about learning. And so understanding that every setback or step backwards is really an opportunity to learn, so that you can move forward. So the cards, when I saw that, imagine, yang, and regeneration, were really powerful. We can do what we want to do with discipline, commitment, confidence, and with spirit.
Discipline, commitment, confidence, and spirit. Somebody please type those words in the chat because those words, we all need to remember those words today. April, you have a gift for us today. Can you share what
Yes,
that gift is?
I do. I actually have 2. So you'll have to figure out how somebody gets them. And I know you do that masterfully. So I am going to offer someone a 30-minute Oracle card reading free. And the second gift is a human design session. It can be an intro, it can be something else. If you know your human design, it can be a human design conversation. But those are my 2 free gifts for individuals. And then
Okay.
and then I do have a download, and we can put that up in the chat for everybody that is listening or that watches the replay, which are my 10 favorite Oracle decks and how you can use them. But let's,
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a really, really robust gift because to be honest, a lot of people might be interested in Oracle decks. I know for me personally, I consider them a nice thought for the day, like something to just kind of guide the way I'm
right.
thinking through the day. And sometimes I want to say like every single Oracle deck that I have has been a deck that has been recommended by somebody. I've
Yeah,
never, ever, ever just gone out and just bought an
right.
Oracle deck all by myself. And so
Exactly.
having a guide to
Mhm.
buying an Oracle deck is going to be something that's going to be beneficial for me. So I'm looking forward to you dropping in the show notes or in the chat about exactly how we can choose an Oracle deck. Okay, so
Good.
one of the reasons, ladies, and the few gentlemen who are watching along with us or listening on our podcast or watching along with us on YouTube on the replay, one of the reasons for you to watch with us live is that if you're watching live, you get to be one of the Free Gift Friday winners. And
Mhm.
so I would like to invite you, April. Will you please choose a number between 1 and 20?
Team.
And our Free Gift Friday winner is Rosemary. And can you choose another number between 1 and 20?
Okay, and this is for the human design session, and we'll go with 9.
And the second gift goes to Glow. Glow is a winner, I swear to you. But you know what? You've got to be in it to win it, and Glow is in it. So, congratulations, Glow and Rosemary. You are our winners today. And I will post in the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group so that you know who you are and what you've won. For those of you who are following along in our podcast or you're watching along in our YouTube channel, and you'd love to be a part of the fun that we have going on every single Friday, I invite you, come on over, come on in. We do have a barrier to entry. You have to be somebody who really believes that supporting each other is the way to go, that when we support each other, everybody wins. All you have to do is go to growsmarternotharder.com/Facebook. And that's where you'll find our amazing Facebook group. I want to tell you one other thing. We are busy at Ladies Power Lunch headquarters today because upcoming, as I mentioned before, is our summit, Ladies Power Lunch Fall Summit, entitled Ignite Your Leadership. Guess what came in the mail today? All of our Ignite Your Leadership books. So, alongside our summit, we launched an anthology, a best selling anthology, and it's also called Ignite Your Leadership. So, every single person who purchases a ticket for our summit gets one of our best selling anthologies. And for those people who, bought tickets within a certain time frame, don't ask me details right now, guys, because I don't remember. They are also getting their Grow Smarter t-shirts. And April was so kind. She also sent us swag for us to send out to our attendees. And so we have some beautiful necklaces that we're going to be sending to people. I'm just showing you some of the things that we're over here packing. Barb sent us these amazing pens. Guys, I don't usually accept pens for our swag bags. However, these pens are going to change your life. One, they are erasable. Two, they write like a dream. And three, they're from Barb at Infinity Brand Design. So you know they're amazing. So we're over here getting ready for Summit, guys. And you should be too. Summit? What summit, you ask? Get more information on this, guys, because you don't want to get left out. Go to growsmarternotharder.com/ticket and please join us. We would love to have you in the room with us. You're going to get information, transformation. You're going to get a chance to network, but in an intentional and aligned way with people who want to grow your business. And you're going to get a chance to raise your vibration. All of these things. April, it's been amazing hanging out with you today. You are an amazing person. I can feel your energy just coming through the Zoom. You are wonderful, and you've given us some amazing things to think about today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And I'm looking forward to the bonus day that you have set up for us for Summit, where we're going to be talking not only about igniting our leadership, but using our human design to really lead in the way that we were designed to lead. So that's a little teaser for you there. But April set up a whole half day for you, just for you to know about your human design and how to use that to lead in the way that you're meant to. Guys, it's been an amazing day hanging out with you, and I'll see you guys on the next show. Bye, everyone.